The U.S. is launching a plan to cut greenhouse gas emissions from U.S. power plants. The announcement comes as the international community prepares for important climate talks in Paris later this year in December. CCTV White House correspondent Jessica Stone joins us live from the North Lawn. Jessica, how does this build momentum towards those Paris talks?
Well, the White House believes that by announcing more ambitious power pollution cuts, it can also inspire other countries to do the same.
Coal provides power to 2 out of every 5 people around the world. Across the United States, it's also the biggest source of air pollution. Now, Washington is requiring coal-fired power plants to cut emissions by 32% over 2005 levels, and to do that by the year 2030. It's part of a strategy to tackle climate change.
I don't want my grandkids not to be able to swim in Hawaii or not to be able to climb a mountain and see a glacier because we didn't do something about it.
Obama says the emissions cuts would also lead to 90,000 fewer asthma attacks in children.
So we know that the benefits actually are going to be much bigger than what EPA is estimating in today's announcement.
The announcement comes after Chinese President Xi Jinping pledged to cap his country's emissions by 2030. Brazil has also promised to eliminate illegal deforestation, and Mexico and South Korea also have announced new emissions cuts. Momentum is building towards December's United Nations climate talks in Paris.
You can expect that the United States will seek to use this significant domestic commitment that the President announced today to leverage a commitment from other countries even in advance of the talks in December.
That's why more than half the states and hundreds of mayors and elected officials oppose these new rules.
But industry groups say the requirements will cost American jobs and drive up individual utility costs. The cost of compliance is already estimated at nearly $8.5 billion a year to power producers.
And already, Asier, there are threats from powerful lawmakers on Capitol Hill to block the legislation, even inserting undermining types of words and pieces of legislation into must-pass bills that the Congress has to pass. And others, they're just threatening to refuse to implement it. People like governors in the states that will have to come up with this plan by September.
And Jessica, there seems to be a push by the White House for renewable energy when it comes to producing power. So how are they going to get there when you're talking about this kind of opposition?
Well, this plan actually incentivizes wind and solar use. There are credits given for getting ahead of what's going to be a change that the White House is supporting from the type of fossil fuel dependence to natural gas, to wind and solar, and that's going to be part of the plan. But keep in mind, of course, that none of this would be possible without tremendous advances in the cost reductions on renewables that are coming from all of the R&D that's been done around the world, especially in Germany and China.
Jessica Stone, live for us at the White House. Thank you, Jessica.